To MS Sequence 3, Me and My Health. In this video, inshallah, I'm going to give you ideas of how to present the initial situation of this sequence. So before start explaining the initial situation, I just want to clarify an important point. Generally, many teachers deal with the initial situation as a part of the lesson of listening. They start with explaining the initial situation, then they move to go through the other tasks of the listening scripts related to a listening script. For me, I prefer to deal with the initial situation as a separated lesson. Why? In order to make the learners interested more and know more about the content of the sequence. So while dealing with the lesson of initial situation, I go through three stages. We have pre, while, and post task. Through this lesson, the learners will get a clear idea about the content of the sequence. So here we have, by the end of the sequence, my learners will be involved and put into problem situations and share the communicative tasks to be dealt with into learning objectives and lessons in a sequence. It means by the end of this lesson, the learners will be able to know and have a clear idea about the content of the sequence. So by this lesson, the learners will be able to talk and discuss about what are they going to deal with. So here the way I present and I plan my lesson. I started here in the warming up and the pre-tasks. I started with greeting the learners, of course. Then I split pieces of papers on my learners. I put on them the situation. I set up the situation. So here we have our friend Nassim is asking for help because he is suffering from obesity. He feels tired and sick. Write a reply to Nassim to help him, give him a dietary advice and recommendations about food and exercise in order to get solutions for the problems. So through this initial situation, the learners are going to discuss. So the teacher is going to clarify the initial situation by asking the learners to read and underline the keywords by which they are going to know the meaning of this situation. The teacher also can use, and it's very important to use pictures and if it's possible videos that the learners can interact correctly with them. So by these pictures, the teacher asks questions to the learners. What does the pictures represent? What can you see? What is the problem in the pictures? By this, the learners will sort out different words which are new for them. And this is the role of teacher to clarify and explains these new words. So by dealing with pictures and discussions, the teacher can explain, and at the same time he draws on the table this graphic, and he asks the learners what is the main topic we are going to talk about. They will answer that the most important topic of the sequence is health. So he is going to write it in the middle, and then through explanation they will be able to sort out the most important we can say vocabulary or topics they are going to deal with in this sequence. As we present here in this graphic, we have health, and we have advice, sick, doctor said, lazy. And through this graphic, the teacher can explain also a set of synonyms and opposites. For example, what's wrong with Nassim? They say obesity. So he can ask what is obesity, and through these questions, he can may give them different synonyms and opposites. For example, illness is the synonym of sickness. Ill is the opposite, the synonym of sick, and so on. So the learners will be able to have a different words and lexes that they can help them to work with through the sequence. So this is the way the teacher can present his initial situation, and he may end up his presentation with a task. For example, he may have a task of match words with their synonyms or their opposites. So they are going to use the new words they have learned through the initial situation. And by the end of the video, I will share with you some pictures of how I presented my lesson in the classroom with my pupils.